But why is the playwright format such a unique writing format? Why is it so unique? I know, especially there's a more collaborative connection with not only the writers but the actors. But why is it such a unique format?
Well, for me, it connects me to a lot of my childhood, and so that's a personal thing for me. Uh, Playwriting is where I feel most at home. As I'm starting it, I mean, this is my first time to direct someone else's play, and which I'm excited and terrified, but because I always know what my vision is. But yes, there is such an amazing. I was just talking to Jigs Burgess, who I'm wearing today. I'm wearing Jigs Burgess. Uh, I was just talking to Jigs about how, I'm not a dictator. I'm a collaborator. I love every aspect of the theater. I love the lighting. I love the sound. I love the props. They don't love me always, but I love the actors. I started as an actor, so for me it just feeds my soul. There's no place I'd rather be than in the theater.
I think it's also part of it is that in all the mediums, in playwriting and theater, the playwright is the most king and queen, so to speak. In the other mediums, there's a lot of other elements and control that gets shared and shifted among the directors and the editors and the various things for how your story is told. And in theater, the playwright and the words are sacrosanct to the actors, to the director, to the experience, and there's something special about that too.
Yeah, very much.
What tell us about the Del Shores Foundation and why you created it?
It's why we created it. I mean, because Emerson was there from the very. I'm sitting at the table where we first heard the idea that came from Stuart Bell. And Stuart asked us to have a meeting. He said, I think you should, it's time that you have a foundation. It came out of me mentoring Matt Hayes, who is actually in this play. It thrills me that this whole full circle is happening with Jig's play. But I mentored him on and actually had a small part in a short film he did called Cognitive. And Stuart was very gracious. He's always wonderful with his money and helping support the arts. And he was a big part of that. And he came to us and he said, why can't you do this for more people? And I think both of our reaction was, oh, I'd rather be beat or I'd rather have a root canal than to take on this. And we just started brainstorming. What would it be? What would it look like? And I think it was you, Emerson, who came up with the competition aspect of it. And go ahead.
We talked about what can we do that makes a real impact. Part of our interesting journey, watching Del long before I arrived, and the fact that in every moment in his career, he said, I want to do something, and figured out the way to do it. Writing a first play to give himself an opportunity to act, paying for that production with a loan from his mother. Like at every point in his career, he didn't let any stumbling block stop him from telling some kind of story. And when I joined, it was the same. I joked, it wasn't until we did a very sorted wedding and I said, Del, we're finally doing something that we've done before that I know exactly what needs to happen to make this happen. And so, but we didn't want to do something that was just like, oh, hey, here's sort of a thing and here's some little prizes and good luck on your journey. I said, if we're going to do something for writers, it needs to be something with real world practical application. And I did. I pitched to them this idea of a writer's search and very specifically focusing on LGBTQ plus writers who currently live in the South who have never been produced in the world they're writing in. Modeled after Del's career, this icon of the Southern gay experience, thinking about the people like us who are staying in the places we are from, telling their stories, because the hardest change is to change there. If they are living out and proud and telling a story, we said that's who we want to focus on, giving them tools, networks, and opportunities to tell their stories. And so, yes, a big giant writer search. But the part that I'm most proud of that we came up with is that there are grants associated with the winners. So yes, they get money, which all writers always need. But additionally, we said, a $10,000 grant to the winning play, because we know among the many theaters that have done Dell's work, and that's who we brought on to be our theater partners, the $10,000 for some theaters is an entire budget of a show. And for larger theaters, it's a huge impact on what they can do to not just give a play winner a laurel that says you won, but to truly help them move that play onto a stage. And then with the short film, a $2,000 grant to the budget. With short films, you can do them for not a lot of money. That's real intentional support. And for the screenwriters, a trip to Los Angeles to meet with big production companies, with big producers, to at least get their work and writing in front of producers who could make it happen. Movies are a lot more expensive. We can't yet pay for them to just make their movie. But that real world application for the winners, and then for all of the writers to build their network. We've done these ridiculous things where we had just happy hour Zooms, gathering the semifinalists and the finalists to meet each other. Writing is such a solitary activity unless you write as a duo like we do sometimes. And then the big one that after our first writer search, we did a giant writers festival in Dallas last year. So really building and growing the networks and opportunities that people like us in the places we're from can use to tell their stories. But if you want to become directly involved with the foundation, the easiest way is to become a monthly donor. We have an ambassador circle that starts at $25 a month. Set it on your credit card, forget about it. We'll take it from you every month and say thank you. And then if you are with a theater and interested in being a theater partner, our theater partners are all over the country. We are always open to expanding the network of people that give opportunities. If you are an actor, ask your theater, do they want to be? And then if you know queer writers in the South, the best thing we can do too is, we're beating the bushes to find writers seeking opportunities and send them our way. We'll have a new writer search open in the fall for our third year. And so there are lots of ways to support us financially. If you cannot support financially, share. I'm literally leaving from this broadcast to send out all of the first big announcements of our sordid celebration of lives. Share social media. People forget that one of the things you can do to help so many organizations is spread the word. And if you've got some dollars, throw those our way too.
Yeah. Just check out the website and see what we do. DellShoresFoundation.org. You'll see all that we do there. You will see our festival. You'll see our winners. You will see our board, everything.